90.3 in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. Welcome to Traxx Momentum, second hour of the show. And as I promised, we are going to be talking about, something that's more relatable to all of us. This is a special segment called Traxx FM's Eco Buzz, and our topic is to minimize the impact of plastic coming into the bulan Ramadan, or the month of Ramadan. So I'd like to introduce my guest in the studios right now. I've got two lovely ladies, and they are Nurul Nabila Shohimi, the Knowledge Officer of EcoKnights, as well as Ms. Farah Amina binti Othman, the Campaign Officer of EcoKnights. Thank you so much for joining me today, ladies.
Hi, Sophia.
Morning. Morning. Alright, so as mentioned, minimizing the impact of plastic coming into the month of Ramadan. Before we get into the campaign, or what is it about and how can we be a part of it, do share with us a little bit more about EcoKnights.
Alright, so EcoKnights is actually an environmental NGO which inspires sustainability, and we do a lot of engagement with not only just the community but also with corporate companies, media and all sorts. Yeah, and they're all based in TTDI.
Okay.
Right, yes.
It's the center of it all. It's just
it's the center. Damansara PJ Union.
Yes, exactly. And now coming to the month of Ramadan, I mean, we have been talking about this, I think, year in, year out. And I would believe that the effort is getting better these days, but there's still a lot more to be done and a lot more awareness to be cultivated. Maybe, Farah, you can give us some of the highlights of the campaign itself.
Yeah, so this year, EcoKnights, we're doing this Ramadan campaign. It's called Back to Bekas, or B2B. So in this campaign, what we're trying to promote is to encourage Malaysians to practice eco-friendly and green lifestyle during the month of Ramadan.
Okay.
And even when Ramadan ends, to go beyond Ramadan. And just like from the title of our campaign, Back to Bekas, because we want to encourage Malaysians to bring your own shopping bag and your own food container or Tupperware the next time you go at the Bazaar Ramadan to purchase your food.
Right.
Yeah. So for this campaign, we actually have 3 key messages, which are moderation, compassion, and unity. Yeah. So we know that during Ramadan, it's truly the month that we abstain not only from food and water, but also from any ill treatment or any arguments. So it's really the month to promote like patience, you know. So when we say about moderation, it's mostly about when you purchase your food at the Bazaar Ramadan, remember to only buy the food that you need instead of the food that you want. Because food waste, the issue of food waste in Malaysia, it's concerning. Yeah, so I know it's tempting to look at all the food at the Bazaar Ramadan and all, but I think our stomach can only take so much per meal. Yeah, so less is more. That's the notion that we want to promote. So in terms of compassion, we know that for Ramadan, especially during Ramadan, we have been given with all these wonders of nature and the environment, like given by Him. So it's actually our responsibility to take care of it. So when we say about Back to Bekas, because we want to say no to plastic, like don't use plastic bag, don't use any plastic container that is detrimental to the environment and all. And then when we say about unity, because we want to, like, our target for this campaign is not just for Muslims or for Malays, but it's also because Malaysia, we have been blessed with all this unique and diverse culture, different race and different religions. So we want, like, everyone, when you come to the Bazaar Ramadan, just practice this. Like, if you use your own food container or Tupperware, just take a picture, and then just use our hashtag Back to Bekas or B2B. Because we want to, like, everyone is in it, you know.
And I really believe in what you're doing right now. Of course, instead of just promoting it, putting a hashtag there, making sure everyone's on board and posting on social media, because social media is so powerful these days. And hopefully with that notion, with that effort, and even the people who are selling food at Bazaar Ramadan, we actually want people to bring their own bekas per se, rather than giving plastic bags or plastic containers. Now, this effort of yours, EcoKnights, you've been doing this campaign for quite a few years.
This is our 3rd year.
The third year.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of motivation to continuously, go against all odds and making sure people are.
It's commitment.
Yeah, like always reminded. Okay, don't bring plastic bags. Use this. Use that. Now, what is your motivation behind this idea to actually continuously be an advocate against, using plastic bags and whatnot?
Well, we've actually been, engaging with community and educating them, trying to inspire them to adopt a sustainable lifestyle. And 3 years back, we were thinking, why not we start doing something for Ramadan? And after all, Ramadan is the month of moderation and doing good deeds. So this campaign, reducing our plastic usage, our food waste, is actually part of moderation.
Yes, it is. Now, now you've mentioned and you really given us the idea that we should actually be a bit more taking the effort to bring out own bekas and whatnot, and not just buying happily and just throw away food without thinking about the repercussions after that. Now, how bad is food waste in our country? Let's get into perspective.
The statistical part.
Yeah, especially during Ramadan.
I'll make it short and sweet.
Yeah. So how bad are we doing? Are we even getting better to begin with? And the current trend of wrapping food in plastic. How bad is that?
Okay, actually, generally, daily we produce 15,000 tons of food waste. And in Ramadan itself, we actually produce 9,000 tons food waste daily. And if you times 30 days of Ramadan, it's going to be 270,000 tons of food.
Yeah.
Okay, and imagine that, because every food that we pack, it comes with a plastic bag or a plastic container. Even your drinks, it comes in a cup and then the plastic lid and then a plastic straw. That's equivalent to 3 plastic items. So 270,000 tons of food waste will create, I don't know how many, maybe triple the amount of plastic waste. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, average we probably use like 2 to 3 plastic items a day. I think the cup is a good example, packing your drinks and all.
And to remind our listeners, if you're listening right now, these plastics are not biodegradable.
Yes, exactly. Most of them are still not biodegradable.
Yeah. And it's still going to be, and the moment you throw it out, it's going to be in our lives for a very long time.
Yes.
It's gonna go through.
It can take about 1,000 years to actually disintegrate and all.
1,000 years, just because you're lazy to bring your own bekas.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not just say you didn't finish the food and you chuck it away.
Exactly.
So as human beings, especially in the month of Ramadan, as you mentioned earlier on, Farah, I think it's really important for us to always remember, no matter how hungry we are, going to the bazaar Ramadan and saying, oh my gosh, this, that, and you're filled with hunger. Just always remember that, try to buy whatever that we can actually eat.
Yeah.
I like the whole idea of that. Now, what are we doing to correct this situation? And perhaps you can share with us, how aware is the public at this point of this situation? Are we doing better in Klang Valley? How about the rest of the other parts of Malaysia? How are they actually doing?
Yeah. So actually there are organizations that take initiatives to actually combat the issue of food waste. There's this one organization called Food Aid Foundation where they collect the surplus food and they donate it to orphanages and welfare homes to those who need it. So like for us, for EcoKnights, what we do is we practice the habit of backyard composting.
Okay.
So we want to reduce the amount of food waste being thrown into the landfill. Yeah, so actually Nabila is actually one of our seafood master in backyard composting, because we not just practice it, but we also do workshop educating people to practice backyard composting. Yeah.
Seafood master.
Yeah.
Enlighten me.
Go ahead.
What is this backyard composting? Yeah.
Okay.
What is it about?
Basically, it's a process of converting your food waste into fertilizer, and you can actually use any kinds of huge containers. It can be a 20-liter container, like those paint containers and all those stuff.
Okay.
It can be flower pot as well.
Flower pots as well, as long as you can store your food waste, and it takes about that depends on your food content and all. It can take about 3 months for you to compose it, and then after that you can harvest your fertilizer and use it in your garden. So for EcoKnights, we actually have this a 1-year program with Shell, who funded the compost bins, and through this program, it's called G2G, Garbage to Garden program, and we actually have about 300 plus participants who join in, and now they are actually practicing backyard composting.
Wow.
Yeah, so imagine 300 plus people converting their food waste into something really useful for their garden.
I see.
Yeah, and besides composting, our office itself is actually a recycling center, because we partner with iCycle, and then as a recycling center, we have this huge recycling bin by iCycle, where people, not only in TTDI, but areas that are nearby, can come over and leave their unwanted items. I won't call them trash, because they still have a value in them.
Yeah, recyclable items.
Yeah, it can be. It's not only just plastics. I mean, you can bring in your TVs and computers,
Even your old
because
clothes.
I see.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a recycling center as it is. Right. Now, coming back to the backyard composting that you've mentioned earlier on, I'm sure this is like a good idea for households who are listening to this.
Yes.
Yeah, so many things chucked aside. I don't know what to do with it, but they are food stuff.
Right. Yep.
So what kind of food stuff that can be made into compost, right? What is needed to actually...
Okay, so backyard, there are actually a few types of composting. Backyard composting is one of them, and I would say it's the most simple or most basic method. So what you can put in your backyard compost is your vegetables, your fruit skins, eggshells, even your garden waste, like those dry leaves and garden clippings. You can also put it in your coffee ground, tea bags, newspaper, anything that's carbon, like newspaper, carton, egg cartons and all.
I see.
But you can't put it's not advisable to put your meat and the bones in it, because one thing is backyard compost is actually outdoor, exposed to all kinds of pests. Yep, it's not outdoor.
Not in the...
Well, indoor will be another kind of composting.
I see.
Yeah, but it's called bokashi composting. And you can actually put in your meat into your bokashi, because it's indoor and it's airtight.
I see.
So there won't be flies coming in.
There's no contamination.
Yes, there's no contamination. Unlike backyard composting, there'll be flies coming over. So it's not advisable to put meat or bones, because the smell will attract them.
Yeah, and we're going to have a different problem altogether.
Yeah. Yes.
So once again, things like, vegetables, fruit skin, peels and everything, and dried leaves, everything that that can be composted in a smoother manner. Don't chuck your chicken bones in there, okay, my friends? Now, with that being said, taking an effort to decompose our very own waste and whatnot, what other things, or what more can be done for fellow Malaysians to make the situation a lot better?
Yeah, I think for me, what we're doing is starting this campaign. One of our main goal is to not just spread awareness, but for people to actually take action, take part in this movement.
That's right.
If you ask me, before I joined EcoKnights, I think the closest thing that I do is recycling. Yeah. Okay. So once I joined EcoKnights, I start to catch up and see this all these little green habits that they do. And one of the few things that I see them doing is, whenever we want to go outside, go and have our lunch and take away our food, they always go to the kitchen and bring me Tupperwares for me to bring. Right. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is new to me, because I've never done this before. It's like a whole new world. I'm learning these small green habits at the office. Yeah, so I can see that from there as well. Right now, I'm starting to change my mindset. Every time I go out and I see that, I forgot my recycling bag when I go grocery shopping, and I have to buy that plastic bag from them, and I'll be like, no, I'm killing the earth or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're thinking, your thought is starting to change. So that's what we want with this campaign as well, for more NGOs, more people to start this kind of campaigns that actually urge people to take action, because with this campaign we want you to, once you bring your your Tupperwares or your recycling bag, you take a picture and you spread it on social media, because we know social media is a huge plays a huge part in our life. So once you post it, you tag your other friends, and you can see that these things like a domino effect. Just how my office mates can change me into being practicing green lifestyle. I believe that with this campaign, more Malaysians can actually practice green lifestyle as well.
I really appreciate that, the fact that you're sharing your own personal experience. I mean, it's not that you choose to be oblivious. It's just that you were probably not exposed to the habits and the green lifestyle, and where you adopted it was at work with EcoKnights. So I guess for more corporations, small, medium enterprises, to all of the bosses pretty much who are listening to this, if your company or you feel that you want to do a greater good, maybe we can actually start adopting this habit of having free loose Tupperware all stacked up in the pantry, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So wherever your stars want to go up before they go for lunch, if they don't grab themselves one Tupperware, they get a penalty fine or something. Something like that. So it's a really great effort.
It's like a merit system.
And here we are. We can see people like you, Farah. I mean, you're obviously very young, still in college, already a campaign officer, which is something that I'm proud of for you. But you're doing a really good job. So we hope more companies and more people are doing so. Now, maybe you can share with us, back to the month of Ramadan. It's pretty much around the corner, right?
Yeah.
So is there any other tips for the listeners that, on how they can actually have a greener Ramadan, aside from bringing their own Tupperwares to the bazaar? Anything else that we could do?
Yeah, when you go to the mosque to perform your tarawih, why not carpooling? Carpool with your neighbors or your friends who live nearby, or even if the surau or the mosque is nearby your place, take a walk.
Jog over.
Yeah,
why not, right? Just jog over and do your prayers, come back healthier.
And then the other thing is, when you take ablution or you take wudu, lower the faucet, reduce the pressure of the water, because you can actually save water. And then when you want to perform your salah, we know how Ramadan we do nightly prayers. So how about try to dim the light a bit, so that can actually save electricity.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow, it's very interesting. Anything you'd like to add as well, Nabila?
Well, I have something, I don't know if it's a bit weird or not, but this is what I think, because this Ramadan we're going to have equinox, meaning it's going to be really hot for us.
It's already starting.
Yes, it's already starting actually. And it's good that we actually keep ourselves hydrated with plain water. Well, because plain water not only helps to keep your body healthy throughout Ramadan, but it actually helps you to reduce the waste. Because imagine you order some other drinks besides plain water, it will actually come with packaging. Whereas plain water, you can get it from your home. You can actually bring your own water tumbler and refill in your office or anywhere, and that actually get to save a lot of waste. And another thing is that plan our food intake wisely. I understand, being Malaysians, we get too excited, when we look at food, all the variety of food. But we have to think is it necessary to buy that much food? Can we actually eat everything? So we've got to plan our food intake. And in fact, if there's any leftovers, that we can still save it. I mean, those without the santan or anything, we can actually save it for probably sahur, or a bit maybe later for supper, because I sahur usually at midnight, and I usually eat my leftovers from buka puasa.
I see.
And if there's extra food, sharing is caring, right? Ramadan is also about compassion and all this, so let's share our food if there's extra.
I really like the point that you're bringing up forward. I mean, we tend to go overly excited. We pretty much buy everything that we see in front of our eyes. At the end of the day, you can't finish it. But if you think about it, you've got 30 days that you can actually, you choose the particular food. Okay, I have this today. Okay, this interesting food I'm going to try tomorrow. Or it's either that, or you just save it to be eaten during sahur, perhaps, which is a good thing that you mentioned. We have to plan our intake as well. To maintain our waistline. At the same time, a greener environment. All the good stuff.
Yeah. Let's put the slim back in Muslims.
Oh, that's a good one. Whoa.
Put the slim back in the Muslim. Wow, I love that.
That can be a good tagline for our campaign next campaign.
Put that on a t-shirt. Okay. Put that on a t-shirt.
We'll put that on our shopping bag.
Social medias, whatever Tupperwares we have. Just
Oh gosh, put the slim and the Muslim. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you know what? It's been really interesting. Obviously, you've mentioned if you're taking the effort to, I don't know, bring our own bekas, our own Tupperwares to wherever that we are for Bulan Ramadan or not, we could always use the hashtag back to bekas and make it viral on social media.
Yeah.
And anything else that you'd like to share to for all of us to be a bit more involved with EcoKnights' efforts?
Yeah, it's actually other than through social media, we'll actually go in the second week of Ramadan. We'll go to selected Bazaar Ramadan to distribute these food containers and this shopping bag to attendees. Yeah, so because what we want is we want to really engage with the public, because we're not just sending awareness. We want people to take action, take part in this. Yeah, so that's why starting next week, one of the bazaar is TTDI Bazaar Ramadan. So we'll be there. So just drop by and talk with us. Get free shopping bags and free food containers. After you get these 2 items, you go and purchase your food, you take picture, and then you make it viral, I hope.
And not just that, all of these people get to see you both, who are really very cute ladies who are from EcoKnights. Don't mess.
Ambassadors. Spokesperson.
So you can make sure to check our Facebook, because we'll be keeping updates on where we will be, like the location of the bazaar, the date and the time and all. Yeah.
Okay. Seafood Master.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's talking about, she spoke about community and all. For me, actually we would like to extend our invitation to other organizations. It can be NGOs, it can be corporates, it can be individuals as well, to come and join us, make this campaign as a joint effort. By because like what she mentioned, we are distributing Tupperwares and all, but we would like to have more people coming in, if you can sponsor some Tupperwares or monetary, because we have designs for the bags and all, the printing. We just want to keep adding the items to be distributed. So the more bags and more containers that we distribute to people, the more people we reach out to.
Yeah.
And this campaign, we can say it's going to be more effective, and it will reach out the goal, because for the past 2 years, it's more like an awareness campaign.
Yeah.
This year, we want to make it as an action campaign instead. It's like a turning point for.
And action campaigns require money. So if you are any corporate or you're an organization that you feel not just you are doing good for EcoKnights, because EcoKnights is definitely helping the environment, you're in a way making an effort to make the world a better place for the whole of humanity. So it's a really great effort. Once again, how can we contact EcoKnights?
Well, you can search us on Facebook, EcoKnights, EcoKnights, and then you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, also EcoKnights.
All right.
We can also email us at info@ecoknights.org.my or call us at 0377318361.
Okay, that is the office number, not their personal number. Okay.
Sorry, you have to come to the bazaar.
Unless you want to hire us as an ambassador, why not?
Okay, so before I let you go, Nabila and Farah, what do you have to say to my fellow Malaysians who are listening to this?
Alright, okay, so to all my fellow Malaysians, the end of this week is Ramadan. I hope, not only the Muslims, but all of us as Malaysians enjoy Ramadan month, and enjoy all the good food and everything, but at the same time remember to stay moderate, because this is what we need to practice during the month of Ramadan. And I don't think not only month of Ramadan, it's actually throughout our whole lives.
Alright, beautifully said, Nabila. How about you, Farah?
Yeah, just to it's not that hard to start a green lifestyle if you have doesn't take that much of an effort. So start small, be consistent, do it gradually, and in the end you see yourself become a greener self. I mean, it's not that hard.
Yeah. And those are the wise words of the power ladies of EcoKnights. Once again, thank you so much to the knowledge officer, Nurul Namila Shohimi, as well as the campaign officer of EcoKnights, Ms. Farah Amina binti Othman. So yes, you can catch them at TTDI really soon, because they'll be there advocating and making sure that you do not bring your plastic bags. If not, they're gonna they're gonna give you
a look.
a look. But jokes aside, they're really nice girls. Do show support and follow them on Facebook, and of course, you can always contact them at EcoKnights. All right. Thank you so much once again, girls, for joining.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Yay! With that note, we are wrapping up the second hour of the show. Once again, you are tuning into Traxx Momentum. Up your game. Be the first to know. This is Traxx Momentum with me, Sophia.